up, Fit Fam? It's your boy Brain, and you're welcome to Get Fit on Black Drum TV, the show where you get your body in the best shape ever. So that's what's up. We'll be right back. Get to the deal of the day. Welcome back, fam. It's your boy Brain, Mr. Hurricane, and today we're going to be working on the upper body, and that's the chest and the shoulders. So this will help you get a very good upper body strength. Move things, you know, it's going to keep you in a very good shape. So that's what's up. And when I come back, I'll be here with two of my friends to get you in the workout of the day. We'll do a stretch, then we'll go to the workout. I'll be right back. Alright guys, you're welcome back to today's session of workouts. Well, before we start, you know, as we already know, we're going through stretches first. So let's do this, because we're working on the upper body. We're going to be doing a lot of upper body stretches. So this, and then stretch. All right, twist. The other way. Back. Let's go. All right, let's go down. Go down as much as you can while you keep your legs straight. Let's go. All right. Now let's go, legs wide, hands this way, and then stretch. Up. Now this time, just keep your hands wide down to your toes. Up. All right, to the side. Up to the side. Up. All right, now what I want you to do is relax your shoulder muscles and then your chest muscles. All right, let's do this. Stretch. Bring your hands close and pull your pecs together. Stretch again. Let's go. This is a very good warm-up when you want to do push-ups for your chest. This helps you to keep blood pumping in the muscles in the chest. So it will be very easy for you to get your muscles in the chest to give you the results you want. Don't forget to squeeze the chest together this way. Squeeze. Squeeze. All right, that's it. So let's go into the workout proper. So we'll be doing different variations of chest push-ups because, you know, for the male and the female. So we'll be doing a different variation for the female. So I'll show you the variations to do, and then we'll get into the workout. So first off, we're doing normal push-ups, and this is you basically going down and up. You put your hands on the same angle as your shoulder. Just go down and up. For the female variation, you'd have to put your knee on the ground this way. For the female variation, you put your knee on the ground this way, and then you go down and up. So this is very easy for the females to do. The other one is much difficult, but this is easier. You go down with your knee up, with your knee on the ground, your legs up, and then go this way. All right, let's do this. Alright guys, so like I said, we're going to be having different variations of push-ups for male and female. So I'll go with D1 first, show you the male variation, and then I'll go with Debbie to show you the female variation of the workout. So we're going first with normal push-ups, your hand and your elbow on the same angle, and then you go down and up. Let's go for 10 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright, so Debbie is going to show us the female variation of the workout with our knee on the ground and our foot up. Let's go. Yeah, that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright, so this is a very good workout. Push-ups help with every part of your upper body, your shoulder, your chest, your back. So we're going on another variation of push-ups. So this time, we're doing diamond push-ups. Diamond push-ups targets the innermost part of your chest. So we're doing the male variation first, like I said, with D1, and then Debbie will show us the female variation. So let's go. Diamond push-ups is basically you put your fingers in a diamond shape, and then let's go. Push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, and 10. Alright, so Debbie is going to be showing us the female variation of the diamond push-up. Like I said, our knee on the ground and our foot up. Let's go, Debbie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Alright, that's it for the diamond push-up. And right now, the next set of push-up we're doing is called the open and close push-up. So this is a little bit more difficult than the other push-ups we've been doing. So what you do is come down, open, and then when you go up, you close it, and then open up and close it again. So that's how we're doing this variation of push-up. So I'm starting with D1 first. We're doing the male variation together, and then Debbie will show us the female variation. Alright, let's go. We're starting, opening up, and then we close it. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright, so that's it for the male variation. Debbie, let's go. Your knees still on the ground while we do the open and close. This is a little bit more difficult than the other ones. So let's watch Debbie do this. Let's go. Close it. Very nice. 2. Let's go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good one, Debbie. So that was very, very good. Nice form, nice shape. So we're doing another round of push-ups, and this one is a killer. Alright guys, on this variation of push-ups, we're going to be targeting the shoulder and the upper chest. So how we do this is, your hands on the ground, and then you raise your butt up as much as possible, and then you come down like you want to kiss the ground and push back up. This will target your elbow, your shoulder, and then your upper chest. So I'll be doing this with D1 first, then I'll show you what Debbie will do. So this you could do like 10 reps for male. For the female, you could do for 5 to 8 reps as beginners. As time goes on, you get used to it, you'll be able to do higher reps. So D1, let's go. So we're doing 10 reps of this. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, Debbie, let's do this. We're doing 5 to 8 reps, as much as you can. Let's go, Deb. That's it. 1, 2, that's it. 3, that's it. 4, one more. Up. Yeah, that's it. Very good. So that's what it is for this variation of workout. So you do 5 to 8 reps if you're female, as much as strong as you are. Then with time you can progress and do higher reps. So with D1 for male variation, 10 reps is enough for you, and with time you can grow and do more reps. So we do this variations of push-ups for like 3 to 4 sessions, and then we're done. That's what's up. All right, guys, so that's it on today's workout for the chest and shoulder. Thank you, D1 and Debbie, for joining me on this. I know this was a little bit strenuous, but it was wonderful. So I'll be right back.
Black Drum Sessions video series showcases African indigenous musicians performing live in our studios. Come take a trip around Africa through authentic and indigenous voices. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907, or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv.
My name is Edauto.
My name is Anne.
Akilabi.
Kayefi Osha. Adering Sola.
My name is Fine Art, and you are watching.
And you are watching.
Simi J, you're watching Black Drum Session.
Black Drum TV brings to you a show to educate homeowners and prospective buyers on the treacherous terrain of real estate. New deals and opportunities are highlighted on every show. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907, or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv. Welcome to the world of fast cars, Rolexes, champagne, and beautiful people inside the most upscale party scenes across Africa. Think you know luxury? Think again. Fresh episodes drop every week. Mark your calendar, because you wouldn't want to miss this one. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907. You can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv. All over the world, there are underground food spots that thrive 24/7. These are well-kept secrets that only the well-connected know about. Come with us as we go on an adventure to discover the tastes and locations of the most popular street food joints across Africa. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907. You can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv.
Good morning and welcome to the Breakfast Show with all goodness and all excitement. My name is Favor Aya. I like to be called Favorite, and with me on the show is Adebisi Pelumi.
Hello, Favorite. How are you doing?
I'm good. You can tell I'm excited this morning.
Wow, what's the excitement about?
It's quite an average weather condition around here in Lagos City, and it feels good.
I'm beginning to suspect why the weather condition always affects your excitement.
Yeah, because imagine waking up to a very, very rainy morning. You probably will be in a very... It's good for you.
That is good for
Okay, so apparently every weather condition affects your mood, and so does it to mine. So
Anyways, welcome to your favorite morning show, Hello Africa. My name is Adebisi Belumi, and like Favor, who likes to be called favorite, always says, we have interesting lineups, interesting segments. We have top stories, right?
Yeah, we have our top stories. We also have our sport updates. We also have entertainment news and sport news. Like I said, we also have our word facts, which happen to be a very educative segment in the show.
All right. So
you can be a part of our show today by joining us via the link in the description. And of course, you can drop your comments for us to also read and make part of the show. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our top stories. Without further ado, the first top story talks about group threatens to occupy CBN for 7 days over exchange rates. Oh, this is interesting.
Very
I
interesting.
really like to listen
honestly.
to the details of this.
Yeah, so let me just read through it. Nigerian youth, under the auspices of Nigerian Youth Initiative of Good Governance, NYIGG, have vowed to mobilize Nigerian masses to occupy the headquarters of the Central Bank of Nigeria if President Muhammad Buhari fails to relieve the governor of the central bank, Godwin Emefiele, of his duties within 7 days. The National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, in its report on Monday disclosed that the composite food index rose from 18.34% in October 2021 compared to the 17.38% in October 2020. That's quite a very very drastic increase. The rise in food index, the MBS authorities said, was caused by increase in prices of food products such as coffee, tea, cocoa, milk, cheese, eggs, bread and cereals, vegetables and potatoes, yam and other tubers. According to the convener, National Coordinator NYIG, Engineer Adeyemi Lukman, the consistent and poor monetary and fiscal policies of the CBN was solely responsible for the skyrocketed prices of commodities in the market, which he noted is almost going above the reach of the masses, which I totally agree.
Well, it's not almost going above the reach of the masses. It has gone above.
It's gone
the reach
above,
of the masses. And see, threatening to occupy
state
CBN,
processing,
I don't think it's going to be a solution. Number one, relieving the governor of CBN of his duties is also not going to be a solution. Ask me why. Number one, because over the years,
didn't solely make
over the years, we've had several governors of CBN, but the challenge still remained the same. The naira was devaluing while the dollar was appreciating against the naira.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's not a matter of changing the CBN governor. It's a matter of what are we doing wrong as a nation, right? That is devaluing our naira. And it's simple. We are importing more than we are exporting. And in order for us to import, we have to pay in the country we're importing foreign currency, which is mostly the US dollar. All right?
I agree.
So the more we do that, the more we, devalue our naira, and the more the dollar will, appreciate against the naira. So right now, I think if we have an economics advisory body to the president, I think they should just come up with a strategy to see how they can increase our exports. We have things we can export. We're not just exporting them. It's surprising that we have lots of forest lands and we're importing toothpicks. We have lots of crude oil,
oil wells and all of that.
And we're importing
refineries are still. We're still not knowing the right things to do at the right time.
Exactly.
And then, although refineries are building already right here in Nigeria, let's just hope.
Refineries or refinery?
A couple, well, more than one at least. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
moving on to the next top story.
Yeah.
NIMC tax immigration on other verification channels to serve Nigerians rather.
Well, while restating its commitment towards ensuring that all Nigerians get the National Identification Number, the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, has urged the Nigerian Immigration Service to verify, identify of passport applicants using other alternative channels other than the NIN. I suppose that's slowing a whole lot of things down, because without the NIN, I mean, a whole lot has been really put on hold.
Yeah.
They're trying to merge everything under that NIN or with that NIN. In a statement on Monday, which depicts a possible response to claims by NIS that NIMC was responsible for the delay in the issuance of passports to Nigerians, the Commission said in the past 1 year, NIMC has launched improved NIN Sleep with QR code and mobile ID app to ensure that alternative channels for identification verification are provided.
All right, that's interesting. That's a good move,
Yeah.
I think. Just a little late, but still okay. All right, moving on to the better late than never, I guess. Moving on to the third top story. Inflation decelerates, defies market reality.
A whole lot of talks about inflation in recent times, but as you can see on the table, a whole lot of rise, a rise in price for most of the food items, just as we were talking about the last news shortly.
Yeah, but this one is about overpricing.
Not just overpricing.
Like excess money in circulation, which
yeah,
is false.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah, it is false.
If you say it false, let's look at the table.
Okay.
So the reason, okay, let me just read this again. The October inflation rate defied market reality as a data released by the National Bureau of Statistics yesterday showed prices of goods and services have continued to increase at a slower rate.
Slower rate, wow.
Yeah. Okay, so amid escalating prices, the October Consumer Price Index, CPI, a measure that examines the weighted average of prices of a basket of goods and services, showed inflation decelerated to 15.99% year-on-year in October 21, as against 16.63% recorded in September.
First of all, I'm looking at the table.
Yeah.
I can tell you that these numbers, excuse me.
Okay.
These numbers are not
factual.
Yeah, not that they're not factual. It's different from what we're experiencing. I think that is the news. Inflation decelerates, defies market reality.
Because I saw onions.
I'm seeing bag of rice for 27,000 naira. That's a lie. It's way more expensive than 27,000 naira.
You get? I saw the one for onion.
Seen as how?
Yeah.
Right. We're going into the festive period. That price is sure to increase again.
It's still sure, yeah.
Do you understand? One bag of beans is 75,000 naira. Well, I mean, I'm not surprised there. Gary, 12,500. I'm pretty sure that is more than 12,500.
Well, I don't know where they are getting these prices from, or maybe it's a different place they are selling at this price.
Possibly. Possibly.
Well,
either ways, it really is defying market reality, because the numbers they are putting there is not what we're experiencing at all.
No,
all right, moving on to the next top story. It's difficult to be impartial, objective without autonomy. CJN, Chief Justice of Nigeria, tells Buhari.
Well, it is difficult for the judiciary to be impartial and objective in a democracy where it remains financially tied to the executive. Clearly, he said it.
Okay.
Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN Justice Lai Mohammed, made this known yesterday at the 2021 biannual All Nigeria Judges Conference for Court of Superior Records at the National Judicial Institute, Abuja. He stressed the need for financial autonomy, upon which the impartiality of the judiciary is anchored, and to avert the repeat of Judicial Staff Union of Nigeria strike that grounded the judiciary for months. The conference offers judges a chance to collectively strategize and tackle the problems of court inefficiencies, poor infrastructure, and the condition of service, decay of intellectual capacity, and corruption. That's a good one. we look forward to seeing a proper adjustment made, because that is one body that has really been questioned in recent time. But then, moving on.
Well, I don't think that it's I don't think it's difficult if you think about it. I mean, all right, you know what? We would analyze this story. Let's move on to our next top story.
Okay.
Nigeria International Partnership Forum to become a regular feature, says Lai Mohammed.
And there's something I would eventually say later in the show, but I'm just going to read through this because the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, says the Nigeria International Partnership Forum recently held in Paris will be a regular feature. The minister stated this in Paris while speaking with the news agency of Nigeria, NAN, on the benefits of the forum designed to showcase Nigeria's investment opportunities to the global community. We were talking about this earlier and how low our investments are outside. If you remember a couple of weeks back.
When we're talking about debt ratio, foreign reserve.
Foreign reserves and all of that. NEN reports that the NIPF was attended by President Muhammad Buhari, political and business leaders from Nigeria and France. The forum has been a huge success in terms of showcasing the huge investment opportunities that abound in Nigeria. Exactly, I'm sure that's the question I also have.
Actually, there are a lot of investment opportunities in Nigeria.
But if you're showcasing them, why are people not investing? Why are people not?
It's simple. One of the key things in economics, if you're doing international business, if you're looking for international investors, one of the key things any investor would look at or would question or would want to understand is, number one, what is the security of that country like?
Okay.
Number two,
the policies.
What is the policy making of that country like? Is it a country where they can start one investment today and tomorrow they come up with a new policy just like that?
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it. And if you look at it, Nigeria's president is one of the most powerful presidents in the world in terms of
Africa.
In the world, in terms of taking executive decisions and enacting executive policies. All right. Take for example, in comparison, in the United States during Donald Trump's administration, when he was alleged of strong arming. Is it Ukraine or Russia now? If I remember the story correctly, of strong arming. I think it was Ukraine into possibly doing a back channel deal or some peace talks with Russia, right?
Yeah.
It was for a good cause.
Okay.
But he was alleged for strong arming, I think Ukraine president or something like that. And then the next thing you know is the Senate and the House, right?
Yeah.
In America, this said it was called for impeachment of the president. That was a battle he fought in the later parts of his administration. Where he was fighting whether he should be impeached or he should be allowed to finish his term, and there was a lot of investigation. Do you understand?
Going on.
But here in Nigeria, the president can issue an executive order or can just decide. Do you understand?
And it
will
stands,
happen.
Yeah.
It will stand. Take for example the Twitter ban. The two. That's the most common one. The Twitter ban. One thing led to another thing. There was some misunderstanding.
No factual reasons.
Exactly, and then boom, Twitter is banned. Are you seeing what I'm saying? So when, as a foreign investor, these are the things you will look at. These are the things you will consider.
Your chances.
My chances of securing my investment for the next foreseeable, for the next future decade or 2 decades or 3 decades, and the way the country is going now, the way Nigeria is now, I do not think any foreign investor who is well, I don't say who is not well politically connected in Nigeria. But it's just the honest truth. If it's not in the politics of the country, I'm not sure they want to invest. That's number one. Second thing is, why are we doing investment meetings with France?
Well, we have been having several meetings. The president also had several meetings. I think in his last travel where he was praying for the country, I think that was to, what country was that again? Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, exactly. He made prayers, and then there were also meetings for, foreign investments are seeming like the angle they intend to start diving to be able to secure the loans they want to.
I understand that that's where they're diving to, but why France? Because
do you have a problem with France as a country?
France is not one of the major economies in the world.
Well, the president is just making those moves.
Of course, it is a stable economy. France is a stable economy. France is a growing economy. It's a stable country. It's a developed country, if you ask me. But in terms of economy, it's not on the level of the United States or China, so to speak.
Well, we wouldn't know so much about this. We'll just ensure.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, moving on to our next story. Okay, we'll take a quick break, and when we get back, of course, we'll bring you the other half of our top stories. Be with us.
This show showcases interesting and cultural African parties from around the world. Come closer and experience the music, fashion, and the food that makes every party special. Showing weekly on Black Drum TV. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907. You can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv. Welcome to the world of fast cars, Rolexes, champagne, and beautiful people inside the most upscale party scenes across Africa. Think you know luxury? Think again. Fresh episodes drop every week. Mark your calendar because you wouldn't want to miss this one. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907. You can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv.
Welcome back on the show, and of course, I'm still Favor. I like to be called Favorite, and I still have Adebisi Pelumi with me in the studio this morning.
Thank you, Favorite.
Yeah. So, in case you just joined us, we've not gone so far. We've only handled a part of our top stories. We're moving on with our top stories this morning. You can still be a part of our conversation via the link in the description.
Yes, you can. All right, let's move on to our
So
next
this one
story.
says 2 explosions hit Ugandan capital.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
The city of Kampala.
Yeah.
If you recall, we've covered an explosion in this city sometime at some restaurant outside. Like there was a bag under a coffee table or something like that, and it exploded. Yeah. So this one, it was twin bombings, right?
Twin bombings,
the
I
first
saw
bomb,
that.
and then the second bomb, was set off 3 minutes after the first one by suicide bombers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there would have been a third target or a third attack if the police had not intercepted the bomber and disarmed him of the explosive he was carrying. A total of 33 people were injured, right?
Yeah.
About 3 or 5 are critically injured. 3 are receiving treatment. 3 are in critical conditions. Also, there's been people have been warned to stay clear of that area. And even the international community has started to state that, to advise people traveling to that eastern country, like, okay, look, attacks can go on at any point in time. So if you're really choosing to go there, you have to be, careful. Be careful. So yeah.
All right, that's it. This one says International Space Station crew endangered by space junk from reckless Russian weapon test. The problem I have with all these weapon tests is who endorses carrying out this test? Because, imagine I have to be in a workspace and someone is putting my life at risk. I'm not even the one trying to do it. Someone else is doing it for me. When I saw this, I was really troubled.
Why were you troubled?
Read through the story.
When you read something like this, when you read space junk.
We're talking about space now. It's not Earth.
When you read Russian weapon tests, one person comes to mind. One of my favorite presidents.
That's what comes to your mind.
Yeah, he can authorize any weapons test he wants to. As the president, he has that right to. All right? But what happened here? First of all, let me educate our viewers on what space junk is, or space debris. All right, space debris, also known as space junk or space pollution, is space waste, is defunct artificial objects in space. Defunct artificial objects in space, principally in Earth orbit, which no longer serve a useful function. These include derelict spacecraft, non-functional spacecraft, and abandoned launch vehicles, stages, mission-related debris, and particularly numerous in Earth orbit fragmentation debris from the breakup of derelict rocket bodies and spacecraft. Basically, space rockets, missiles that, all those missiles that go up, go to the outermost part of the Earth orbit, then have a projectile and then go to their targets. Yeah, some of them might get dysfunctional, some of them can get lost. A whole lot. So this space station, right, International Space Crew, that's from cut across different countries were working there, floating around, and they're
they might have collisions
safety.
with these objects.
That's what's bothering. That's what's scary.
That's
because
what we're saying.
let me just read something that Administration Bill Nelson said. Needless to say, I'm outraged. This is unconscionable. He said it was unbelievable that the Russian government would do this test and threaten not only international astronauts but their own cosmonauts that are on board the station, as well as 3 people on China's space station. Mr. Nelson said the crew members now face 4 times greater risk than usual, just based on the debris big enough to track. Hundreds of thousands of smaller pieces will go undetected and could cause enormous damage if it hits the right place. Gravity is limited in space.
Of course.
A lot of this space debris will float based on the gravity of other space objects, like relative to asteroids, flying by, other planets, gravitational pull. So those debris can be on collision course with the International Space Station. And what Mr. Nelson is saying is, if a tiny space wreckage hits the space station at the right place,
it's just going to take a little catastrophe to happen.
Exactly. So that's why I'm saying their risk has now been, 4 times greater than what it is.
Right.
But hey,
moving on to,
like you always say, let's hope they survive.
Well, they will. I mean, there's always a way around these things. Poland-Belarus border, shivering, hungry migrants hope the European Union will make a good decision. Well, it will be well with them.
I mean, after a week in southern woodland, the largest group of migrants stuck between the serried ranks of Belarusian and Polish border guards decided to move, right? But actually, they're on the road. They're cold. There's no protection from rain, from snow. Their children are coughing because of smokes of, the border and everything. It's a really dicey and delicate situation, and they are hoping the European Union will take a decision. But right now, the European Union are working every day to push the Polish government to open the gates to let them in. That's what the migrants are thinking. However, that is not really what is happening, because the European Union are having to deal with, is it the Belarusian strongman that we discussed about in our last episode? So there's a lot of lobbying going on, right? Hopefully, they will be able to sort it out and get people back. And funny enough, majority of these migrants are not even Polish or Belarusian. Majority of them are Iraqi.
Okay.
All right, because they were promised a better life, from escaping, their war-torn countries and all of that. But then, if at some point the European Union can, one of them was even shouting, "Deport, deport!" Like, let's just go back home. All right, it's better than dying on the foreign country. But hopefully, the European Union will come to terms and agreement with this plan. This
one says, Biden and Xi Jinping virtual meeting. U.S. President says the goal is to ensure competition with China does not turn into conflict.
Yes. They had a video call and they discussed,
Of course, they spoke about.
I think it was a 3-hour video call, and they discussed about things. Like, for example, Mr. Joe Biden criticized Beijing over human rights abuses against Uyghurs in northwest China. That's the country that shares border with Afghanistan. As well as the suppressing of democratic protests in Hong Kong and military intimidation towards the self-ruled island of Taiwan, right? Among other things, in response, Mr. Xi's deputies have lashed out against the Biden administration for interfering in what they believe are internal Chinese matters. And I think one of them stated something, let me read. It seems to be our responsibility as the leaders of China and the United States to ensure that the competition between our countries does not veer into conflict, whether intended or unintended, rather than simple, straightforward competition. That's what Joe Biden said at the opening of the meeting. And he also said that the U.S. is always going to stand up for their interests and values and those of their allies and partners, before inviting Mr. Xi into a discussion where his administration has concerns for human rights to economics and a lot of weather change and everything like that. So at this point, U.S. and China are trying to have a conversation as concerning Taiwan, right, and also as touching other delicate issues such as the pandemic and weather changes. But basically, the discussion over Taiwan is to ensure that their competition, that's between the United States and China, two biggest economies in the world, their competition doesn't veer into conflict and break out into something chaotic. Right, that's just they try to find a very, very stable compromise or balance, yes, between.
So that's
points.
So says capital riot. Stephen Bannon defiant after surrendering to FBI.
Yeah,
so eventually,
Mr. Bannon is accused of defying summons to testify on what he knew about the plans of the protest that ended with Trump supporters storming Congress. Remember that whole issue now when
of
they
course
stormed
I
Congress,
do.
taking. Mr. Trump, a Republican, has refused to acknowledge losing the election to Democratic President Mr. Joe Biden, and Mr. Bannon has been indicted on one count of refusing to appear for a deposition and one count for refusing to provide subpoenaed documents to a committee investigating the riots. But here's what he has to say. He said that, I want you guys to stay focused, stay on message. Remember, signal, not noise. This is all noise, that's signal. He also urged the supporters to stay focused on talking on what he described as the illegitimate Biden regime. He's been saying that, that he's going to fight all of this, counts and everything. And, well, he's a Trump supporter, Sha. So.
Yeah, anything goes. We'll be expecting more from him. We're taking another quick break. When we get back, we'll bring you updates on entertainment gist.
Don't go anywhere.
We live in a confusing world and audiences need guardians on burning issues. Men of God give biblical interpretations to life's quandaries in every discussion. Grab a seat and let the Bible guide your thoughts. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907 or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv.
Welcome back on the show, and of course, I still have Adebisi Pelumi with me in the studio.
Thank you very much.
Doing the updates this morning. My name is Favor Aya, and of course, I like to be called Favorite. Still the morning show.
Hello, Africa, and we are entering the entertainment segment right about now. And yeah, if you're just joining us, you can be a part of our conversation via the link in the description. You can also drop your comments, and we would, treat them as much as possible. All right, moving on.
Singer Tope Alabi and her husband mark 21st wedding anniversary. Oh, that's interesting.
That's so
Congrats.
Congratulations, Tope Alabi.
Yeah. Shattered NSAS. Truth needs no defense. DJ Switch speaks on panel's report.
This panel report, I read it. The files uploaded on his Instagram. I read the whole panel report, and here's what files had to say. Was it either files of Mr. Macaroni or DJ Switch? One of them. But this is basically the crux of what it said. You set up a panel, right? Okay, no, let me recall correctly. Okay, you set up a panel to investigate what we've been saying since, which was the truth. You lied and lied and lied about the truth, and now you've come
with the panel
to tell us the same thing we've been saying, which is now the truth. Do you understand? And I heard somewhere that there's a panel set up. I don't know how sure this is. I haven't confirmed it yet, but I heard, I think, on social media that there's a panel set up to investigate the report of this panel. So, we're all doing panel beating kind of things now.
But my concern is I want to see the actions people will take. You remember earlier in the show I said I really want to see Lai Mohammed's reactions now.
Oh, Lai Mohammed is plotting his schemes. Don't worry. He's plotting. I believe Lai Mohammed would come out to tell us what is meant to be and what he should,
The point is, at this level, we want to know what the line of action will be. In that names were even mentioned.
There were demands. Will I say demands, or there were? I don't use the word demand. Demands is starting to sound, because of the level of kidnappings we have in the country, starting to sound like a threat, a hostile situation. But there were requests made for compensations, right? If you read through the panel report, there's some requests. Provide the people who gave the order to the military. Provide the military and police officers who pulled the trigger, right? Compensate the families. Memorialize that day, October 20th, right? 2020, right? Memorize that day. I can't. Pardon my word. I'm trying to find it, but my tongue is twisting now. Let it be a memorial that day and that location. In memory of the youths that were killed that day, right? This is the logical. I mean, they're not even asking beyond normal. It's just normal. Do this, and it's all good. But I just hope the government. I don't like how I'm starting to say. I just right now. I believe the government. I believe the government should, at this point, listen to these people and, get it done.
All right, moving on. This one says how to apply as Nigerian Idol season 7 auditions begins. Of course.
Okay.
All right. An article you should also want to see. This one says, I made money with your name. Fireboy throws Peruzzi after losing cash and getting trashed during FIFA game. My point is, when these two, or when the duo had a FIFA gameplay...
I challenge Peruzzi to a FIFA game.
You, please relax.
No, I challenge Peruzzi to a FIFA game.
Don't try yourself.
How can he just defeat Fireboy like that? I challenge Peruzzi to a FIFA game.
I strongly believe you shouldn't try it.
I've done it. It's too late. I'm doing it. I've done. Peruzzi, I challenge you to a FIFA game.
Oh, well. So, Peruzzi dealt mercilessly with Fireboy, and Fireboy was forced to turn the whole table around. Fireboy said, at least I didn't lose in all sides. I used your name to make money, talking about his song Peru Para, which has recently been a banger.
I think I saw the post and I was like, Sheikh Bowie.
All right, let's move on. This one says, only Timaya can compete with two Baba in a versus. Director Unlimited LA stares major talking point. Fans disagree.
Yeah, I think I disagree too. I mean, two Baba has got into that threshold of legendary artists, right?
Well, I agree, and I also agree that Timaya is also putting in so much work.
What state is Timaya from again? That explains it. All right, moving on. Paul Okoye's Audio Money Was About Me. Blessing Okoro says song inspired her to build own mansion. Relationship guru Blessing Okoro is seriously gearing up for a housewarming ceremony, which is just a few weeks away. Okoro shared a post on her Instagram page in which she noted that Paul Okoye's hit song Audio Money
was about her.
Was about her fake mansion ownership. And the young lady, however, said the song inspired her as she promised to surprise the world when she finally unveils her new house. Well, congratulations, and when you finally do, still congratulations.
Okay.
Next one says, Tony Lawani addresses people who claim she took out her womb, reviews surgeries she has done. All right, so in her Instagram, she posted, let me read what she posted. Testing. Please, can anyone show me a message where I said I took out my womb? Lots of question mark. I said I was to take out my womb. I used some other products and got pregnant again after it took 7 years to get pregnant again. A lot of people need to be enlightened. If I haven't been forced to take these herbs by now, I would have been on the hospital bed monthly like it used to be. It's a miracle herbs that work. Fibroid was one of her main issues, and it came to an end using the products she spoke about. So, okay. Congratulations. Actress Chelsea Eze shares throwback photo as kid to celebrate 36th birthday, appreciates wishes from fans. Happy birthday,
Happy
Chelsea.
birthday,
Shout out to you. You were looking tough and cute when you were younger.
Okay.
Okay, so right now we'll take a quick break, and when we return, I'll be bringing you the sports updates. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
How much do you know about Africa? Scratch that. Can you go head to head with other viewers and answer general questions correctly? Smart Money Live Trivia is aimed at enterprising audiences who gets rewarded while enhancing knowledge and sharpening decision-making skills. The daily game is open to all players on Black Drum TV social media handles. Fresh episodes are broadcasted from Monday to Friday on StarTimes Channel 194. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907. You can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv. All over the world, there are underground food spots that thrive 24/7. These are well-kept secrets that only the well-connected know about. Come with us as we go on an adventure to discover the tastes and locations of the most popular street food joints across Africa. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907. You can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv.
simply busy, and like I promised before the break, I'll be bringing you the sports updates, and we'll dive right into that. But before I do, let me just say, if you're just joining us, don't forget to be a part of our conversation via the link in the description. And of course, you can also drop your comments in the comment section, and we'll treat them as much as we can. All right, so let's dive into the sports segment. We won't disappoint against Sharks. Eagles are sure Nigerians. Super Eagles coach Gernot Rohi declared yesterday that today's Qatar, as yesterday, Tuesday, Qatar 2022 World Cup qualifier against Blue Sharks of Cape Verde would be a total war. Nigeria tops Group C with 12 points, while Cape Verde is second with 10 points. Rohi already has instructed the players to go all out against the Sharks at the Teslim Balogun Stadium in Lagos. He said the Eagles need to redeem their image that was battered by the Central African Republic in Lagos. Speaking in a pre-match press conference at the Eco Hotel camp of the Super Eagles, Rohi said the Cape Verdeans are hungry and desperate for a win in order to qualify for the playoff. The Super Eagles need just a draw to advance. They have a good team with more strengths than weaknesses. They have good offensively, good individual quality, and their three central defenders defend deep, Rohi said. But the pressure is on them. Recalling the lessons learned in the encounter against CAR, the Central African Republic, in Lagos, where the Super Eagles were booed by the Lagos crowd, Rohi said, "We won't take it easy with Cape Verde because we are hungry to mend fences with the Lagos fans. We are eager to prove to them that we can do it. We have to be strong mentally, and we have the players who can score, make assists, and defend well. We know we can do it." Also speaking, Super Eagles team captain Ahmed Musa assured that they would come out tops against Sharks in the World Cup's qualifier match, which ended 1-1. Like the news said, Super Eagles needed just a draw to advance into the next level, and the draw they had with Victor Osimhen scoring the first goal in the first minute and Stopira scoring for Cape Verde in the 6th minute. Djokovic makes winning start. Berrettini suffers major injury. World number 1 Novak Djokovic began his bid for a 6th NATO ATP Finals title with a victory yesterday, downing Kasper Ruud 7-6, 4 and 6-2 in Turin to move to 1-0 in green group action. The top seed took an early tumble but recovered as he rallied from a breakdown in the first set, finding his rhythm from the baseline to fire 23 winners to secure victory after 90 minutes. The Serb, who last lifted the trophy in 2015, is aiming to tie Roger Federer's record 6 triumphs at the tournament, which is being held in Turin for the first time. Djokovic will also play Stefanos Tsitsipas and Andrei Rublev in the round-robin stage, with the pair facing off in their opening match on Monday evening. Djokovic arrives in Turin in form, having clinched his record-breaking 37th ATP Masters 1000 crown in Paris 2 weeks ago. Kefi Polo dedicates trophy immortalized late captain Hossa. The virtues of the billionaire business mogul and philanthropist late captain Idahosa Okubo came alive at the weekend during the yearly Kefi Polo Ranch tournament as the organizers immortalized his legacy by dedicating a trophy in his honor. The late commercial pilot and humanist were, until his demise, the patron of Kefi Polo Ranch in Nasarawa State and a strong pillar for the development of polo in the state. The late business mogul died on August 8, 2021 at a private clinic in London. In the one-week event, which attracted lovers of polo from across the country, witnessed a special tournament played by professionals in honor of their patron, late Captain Hossa, and the presentation of trophies to winners. "We must avoid complacency," says Ugbade. Former international Nduka Ugbade has warned the Eagles to avoid any form of complacency in their last qualifying match for Qatar 2022 playoffs. The Eagles play against Cape Verde's Blue Sharks, and the match is slated, as always, as we mentioned earlier, to be played at Teslim Balogun Stadium. This was happening before the match, as Ugabe was warning the Super Eagles not to encourage or to show any form of complacency, and that they didn't, as they drew the match 1-1. Like I said earlier, with Victor Osimhen scoring the first goal in the first minute and Stapori scoring the the equalizing goal for Cape Verde at the 6th minute. All right, and lastly, 500 players battle for honors at 50th Ikeja Golf Club Championship. About 500 players are featured in various events marking the 50th Ikeja Golf Club Championship that started yesterday in Lagos. The captain of the club, Akim Akintoye, told journalists that the week-long activities would cover everybody, including the lady golfers. Unlike other golf clubs in Lagos that engage in other sporting activities and ceremonies, will stick to golf only. That is why we pride ourselves the foremost golf club in Lagos, Akintoye said. According to him, this year's edition of Ikeja Golf Club Championship, which runs from November 15th to 21st, will produce champions in single and double matches. Akintoye hinted that between 80 to 90 golfers took part in yesterday's opening event. Just as 60 to 70 professional golfers are also expected to take part in the event, he said the ladies will take their turn on Wednesday, while Thursday will be open to all the golfers. Friday is day 1 of the club championship event, and Saturday is day 2. The club championship champions for the year will be picked on Sunday, he said. In Ikeja Golf Club, we don't make income, we play golf for pleasure. Apart from this championship, our corporate golf challenge event would hold in January. We also play our inter-club matches between August and September. Ikeja Golf Club also caters for the young ones. Last month, we hosted the Awa Ibrahim Junior Open Championship for youth from various golf clubs across the country, he said. Akintoye commended all the sponsors that make this year's championship a success, just as he called on more corporate organizations to join them next year. And that's a wrap on our sports segment. We'll go on a short break, and when we return, Favor will be joining me in the studio as we continue with the Weird Facts. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Make no plans for movie night until you have watched our reviews and recommendations. The punches are pulled in, telling viewers what they need to dodge and what they will love. Fresh episodes updated as fast as new movie titles are released. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907. Or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv.
What's my dad?
I'm going to get you out of real life.
I'm going to get you out of here alive.
Destinations is a Black Drum TV franchise that showcases all beautiful tourist locations across Africa. A group of tourists, a local guide, and cameras give you a front row seat to soak in the beauty of Africa. Showing weekly on Black Drum TV. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907. Or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv.
Welcome back to your favorite morning show, Hello Africa. My name is Adebisi Pelubi, simply BC. And if you're just joining us, you can be a part of our conversation via the link in the description. And joining me is my co-host, Favor Aya, who likes to be called Favorite.
Joining him back. I didn't go so far. That was a great spot update.
Thank you very much.
By the way.
So now, like I promised before the break, we'll be going into our educative and fun part of the show, the Weird Fact. Now, what I want you to do, like Favorite also wants you to do, get a notepad, get a pen, write down as much information as you can. Perhaps it could come in handy in your next house party. You never could tell. Anyways, moving on to the Weird Facts. The first one, Favorite, please do us.
The brain uses less power than a refrigerator light. The brain uses 12 watts of power. 17% of the body's energy.
Yeah, except for some people. Anyways, next one says, reading aloud and talking often to a young child promotes brain development. Okay.
That's good. Interesting. I'm sure someone learned that because it's very important that you read to children. Some people do not know the necessity for that. Can't remember your dream from last night? That's perfectly normal. It has nothing to do with, with religious belief, since most people will forget 90% of their dreams. I like this very weird fact.
I don't, but if you're having trouble remembering your dream, I think you should just concentrate more on your subconscious. It's a training. You meditate. You let your chi flow from the... You know, I'm not just going to teach you that. It took a while to learn that. All right. It's much less effort to be happy. You'll use 17 muscles to smile versus 43 muscles to frown and be miserable. Frowning is actually hard work.
Oh, well. I always smile. Okay, the average person will have sex 4,239 times during their lifetime. This number...
If someone falls short or goes above, is that person an average person?
No. Then we would say...
a below average person. an above average person.
Okay.
I'm not trusting these numbers. 4,239 times during their life. What are you, a horse?
How long? Just how many? A whole lot is playing in my head right now, and I don't want to have that that conversation is not very healthy for this today.
It's not. Okay, being locked in a totally sealed and closed room wouldn't cause you to die from a lack of oxygen. You would eventually die, but from carbon dioxide poisoning. That's basically saying lack of oxygen. But technically, the carbon dioxide is CO2.
Poisoning.
It's CO2, which means there's like 2 molecules of oxygen for each molecule of carbon.
The poisoning comes from something different. Yeah, not just because of the presence of...
Because the oxygen and the carbon have already bonded, so it's like a new molecule. All right. Favorite?
People burn more calories being asleep than they do by watching the TV. More reason to take a nap.
So that explains why I always wake up hungry. But in Nigeria,
it's... I don't know, locally, we're always told that when you sleep, you get fat. I don't know if you've heard something like that.
I've heard, because I've tried it. I wanted to add flesh.
Do you understand? I wanted to add up.
I ate a lot. I slept a lot.
Wow.
And
sometime in my university, when I had some free time, I was sleeping and watching a very interesting series, but I don't know.
I think some of us were not just, designed to...
Maybe eating the right food.
No, not eating the right food, because I've had right food, wrong food, mixture of both. It didn't work out. Although my grandparents as well are not fat.
Okay.
There's no fleshy person.
So there's no fat in your line?
I don't think
lineage. So. Okay.
If the human brain was spread out as a flat object, it would be roughly the size of a pillowcase. Yeah, but pillowcase of what bed size?
Do you understand? It could be a throw pillow. It could just be...
Pretty sure yours would probably be a throw pillow.
Oh, wow. Can you hear your eyeballs moving around in your head? If you can, you're one of the few people who actually have the ability to do this. And it's perfectly normal. Okay. No, that wasn't a good read. Somehow you'll be forced to try it. I'm sure as I read this, you also tried it. That's the interesting part of this word fact. I saw you trying it. I caught you trying it. You won't hear anything, trust me. Now is not the time. Try it when you're alone.
No, when I'm alone, I hear that humming sound, that ringing.
No, that's very normal. That one is normal.
I know, and sometimes I try to focus on it.
We're looking at
meditate.
No, we're looking at people who are peculiar with hearing eyeballs. We're not talking about what you're hearing. Every other person hears that.
That's what I'm saying. That you said if I try it in a quiet place. When I'm in a quiet place, that's what you hear.
So that's where concentration comes in. You should be able to hear the eyeballs. We are very few that hear. We are very few that know how to do it. I like how you're
trying to claim that you can hear your eyeballs, bro. But we both know you're not hearing squat. All right, moving on to the next word fact. You can't hear as well if you eat too much. See, that's why you can't hear your eyeballs roll. Your hearing is affected by the amount of food you consume. So if you need to hear something well, avoid large meals. I disagree with this.
You see?
Thank you very much.
Oh, well, that's it for today's show. It's been a great show, trust me. That was a great one from our word facts. I hope you were able to learn something today. All right. It's very educative. Yeah.
And my name is Adibisi Kwelumi, simply BC. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful, beautiful episode of Hello Africa. Remember, it's still a Wednesday. It's halfway into the week. Don't give up. Keep pushing. You will get to the desired result if you persist. And from the studio, from my co-host, Favor, I like to be called Favorite. We both say thank you very much for joining us. See you all in the next episode. Remember, guys, stay safe, wear a nose mask, and keep that social distance.